Hello, it's Audrey June, and today I am going to pull from my Rumi Oracle deck. I'm actually not going to ask a particular question today. I'm just going to ask, Spirit to give us a message. So, what is it that we need to know today, or whenever it is that you watch this video? So we have two cards that jumped out. The first one, oh wow. Okay, well, we have number 1, right? So, looking at this card, what do you notice? Number 1, it says beyond life, right? And so I see a woman looking outward. She's glowing, right? With white light. And she's looking into the sky and into her ancestry. Because you can kind of see there are some figures here, and there's some swirls of energy. Number 1, as you know, is alchemy, is the magician, is perceiving and thinking our reality. It is the divine masculine. And when I look at her, it's like she is pure energy, right? She is beyond death, life. So to me, it's talking about dualities. So I'm going to read. And I think it's really amazing that we got card number 1 and card number 2. Because that's the divine masculine and divine feminine. So, number 1. Footprints lead to the shore of the sea. Beyond that point, no trace remains. Rumi. I am calling to you. Can you hear me? Listen. Within your heart, there I speak. My voice rings true. You are urged beyond what has been. The time has come. Lay it to rest now. This ending comes as grace to free you from all that you have known, for what you have known is now too small for you, for your soul. Bear your uncertainty with equanimity, right? Equanimity is that balance of mind, that ability to maintain your emotions under any circumstances. I am certain enough for both of us. Allow me to show you the light that you are, that burns within you, blazing angel of heavenly purity. I will unveil you to yourself, undressing your ego, casting aside its layers as tender as a lover with unwavering attention upon the sacred body of light. You shall know yourself in truth, as pure beyond all experience, untainted, ever innocent, as a pure vessel stripped bare, ready for the divine revelation, as light, as life, as love. Your soul craves variety because it leads to wholeness, and wholeness leads to divine revelation. The purpose of the soul incarnating in this world is, in the first place, is to realize its divinity through the sacred crucible of life. The older the soul, the closer it is to the realization of divine oneness. and the more powerful its determination to shed that which would constrain complete and conscious immersion into the divine presence. So here you are, an old soul at the edge of something you have known, at the cusp of an ending and a beginning. Perhaps you're ready, already in surrender and falling in, or perhaps you are fearful and resisting as you greet your unknown destiny. Yet this moment is happening because your own divine soul has chosen for it to be this way, so that love may grow. There is no punishment in this ending, nor is there anything to fear. There may be pain, there may be grief and loss. There may be uncertainty and even insecurity. Yet you have a big heart, a heart big enough to bear such growing pains. Your heart is even big enough to receive the joy that is lying in wait for you as you stumble across her in the course of your clumsy, inspired travails into new life. You can scoop her up in your arms and spin her wildly about as she delights in your embrace, throwing her head back and laughing her vibrant, contagious laughter, filling you with exquisite ecstasy. Yes, you shall know the truth, the knowledge that the divine is with you, guiding every unfolding moment of your life journey. No matter how dark it may appear at first, the divine is with you in unflinching generosity, with compassion and with fierce passion for your blossoming into all that you are, all that you can be. So what must you do to receive this divine grace, this new life? You must be willing to face death. It may be that death has come to you in the form of loss of a beloved one, a physical loss that takes you into the darkest despair or depths of your grieving heart. May be death that comes to you in the ending of a financial or professional situation you once relied upon. Could also be in the sense that you don't really know who you are anymore. Old identities cannot be relied upon. They've shown themselves to be inadequate, inaccurate, mere ego mass, too small for the great being that you are starting to suspect you may be. Your death may be a choice to let go, to take a step in a new direction, to move house, to end a relationship, to change your career. Basically, any and all endings. Your death may not feel as though it may come by a choice at all. It may be a sickness that leaves you feeling helpless, a relationship or other life circumstance and changing when you wish with all your heart that it would not. Your transition through this death may be triggered by an inner feeling that you cannot quite pin down. Nonetheless, it powerfully, perhaps even, propels you forward toward untapped possibilities, perhaps even towards great confusion as you encounter life in a new way, feeling even somewhat unprepared and uncertain as to what may lie ahead of you now. How you deal with this grace, hidden though it may at first be, is up to you. You have enough spiritual intelligence to shift your perspective and to choose, if you wish, to rest your inner gaze upon what lies beyond that death. Gaze instead upon the new life that is calling to you. When you know deep within that no matter what experiences you have had in your life, that you are untainted, you will be more easily able to trust in the love the divine has for you. You won't question your worthiness, and therefore you will trust in life more easily and more fully, no matter how much it asks of you at times. The divine is a relentless lover. It wants nothing less than your total being to be held in its embrace. Sometimes that means we will have to give up lesser loves for the greater lover, the divine one that calls us to remember our true nature. You're a beautiful, blazing soul having a human experience that defies explanation and opens you up to the divinity. That is what is happening in your life right now, whether the death is obvious and painful to you or whether you are uncertain as to how it is showing up. Either way, there is an ending imminent and new life coming to you with greater opportunity for your radiant soul to shine its beauty in the world. Grasp it eagerly, beloved. Now is not the time for fear or hesitation. Focus on what is becoming while honoring what is no longer to be. Place your hands upon your heart and say aloud, Rumi, who loves me unconditionally, I call upon your loving grace. Please help me release what I no longer need, what is too small for my great light. Help me recognize the purity of my own soul, that I can more easily trust in the divine love calling to me. Like an insistent lover, in every moment, I breathe in your compassionate grace now. Thank you, my beloved. So now we have, and I love this card, it is so beautiful, passion for purpose, right? You can see in this card, it is all pink. It looks like the never-ending rose, right? It really resonates with me. It reminds me of Mary. And it says passion for purpose, right? It is the depths of our inner being, unraveling the layers, coming into complete communion with who we are and what we are meant to be. Card number 2. Number 2 is the high priestess, is the channel. It's the divine feminine. It's the receptive. It is that surrender, right? So I'm going to read for you what number 2 says. Passion for purpose. Love, like life, flows through the heart. Feel the thrill of the flow and say nothing, right? It's that silence, it's that stillness. Do you yearn to find your way, to fulfill your divine destiny, to know the purpose for your presence within the sacred body of the Earth Mother? Your heart is questing for deeper meaning. It desires certainty as to your sacred task for this lifetime. Your heart wants to know why you were born, for what purpose. You must know that the answer to these questions is love. I bring you your answer. Do which stirs your soul, even when it makes you uncomfortable. Especially then, for what is truly alive if not a decision to be open instead of resistant, to be wild rather than comfortable, so that at any moment we will be ready for the invitation of the divine beloved to come closer. I call to you now. The you is beyond your mind. The you that the heart knows. The you that cannot deny life. To that you, I ask this question. What stirs the passions of your nature? Do that. Be that. As we grow on the spiritual path, so too does our ability to serve life, to serve love, to honor humanity, and to offer a contribution that is unique to us, that could only flow in this particular way through the quality of your own soul light. Every light beholds its own beauty, and every light has a particular task to fulfill on the divine path of life. Surrender. Follow your heart. Remember Mother Mary. Let it be. To help us remember this, lest we get easily distracted by the pain and stress that happens in life, we were given an inbuilt reminder. That reminder is our passion. Every light holds. We may think that passion is not particularly practical. We may feel fearful that with passion there are no guarantees of success, or that we may even be throwing away a stable and secure life to pursue our passion. These are the fears of many a modern society, yet they are so misplaced. Life supports all beings based on their true nature. The birds are given air in which to fly, and fish are given water in which to swim. Plants are given light of the open plains or darkness of the damp rainforest, depending on their needs for growth. Different flowers flourish in different environments. Bees have wings that are very small but powerful enough to move with such speed and rotation that their heavy bodies can fly. Each aspect of creation is given what it requires so it may become what it is meant to be, for its unique destiny to be fulfilled. So it is with humanity. Each one of us has something in our hearts that means something to us. It is irrelevant whether it seems practical or a recipe for success or not. So really just don't be worried about what the external world is telling you. Don't take the advice of others. Follow your heart and your soul, and understand that your soul is actually in your heart. What you feel passionate, what sparks your joy, what gives you life is what you need to be pursuing. Don't endure, don't settle. We are simply meant to be what we are, to serve faithfully from a place of honoring the truth of our nature, that which we genuinely feel passionate about, and to allow for life to naturally support growth according to our genuine nature. Where we get into difficulty is not in bringing our genuine passions to life, for life supports this, but in learning to let go of attachment as to how that happens. Surrender. We can struggle to free ourselves of the expectation we have to be something that we are not. The divine path of love. Oh, I have another bee back here. They've been following me all day. I love bees. They're very sweet. Become conscious of and then unlearn the play acting of attempting to be a false self so that we may learn to simply love and accept our real self. We may even have a struggle on our hands to remember who our real self is. Fortunately, there is pleasure in the journey of returning to passion that can make the process of self-discovery a sweet one. But we must be brave, even in the sweetness of that journey back to the real self. We must dare to believe that we are not broken, that we are not inadequate or better off to be like some other person. We must be brave enough to believe in the layers of guilt and shame. We must be bold enough not to fear our passion as we dive deep within and explore what really makes us tick, what really makes us alive. We must be open, curious, and non-judgmental. That may be a subtle journey at first. We may feel as though we are looking in the dark, wondering if we will ever catch a glimpse of the light of passionate meaning we hope to find. That passionate purpose may at first be barely recognizable amongst all the should, cannot, or must do of our lives. As we stay true to the path, however, that light will become unmistakably clear. Our passion will reveal itself to us as essential as our breath. We must feel as though we were not alive without it. How could we have missed all those years, perhaps all those lifetimes? It will seem so obvious then, burning so clear in our hearts that it cannot be more obvious, that we simply must live this desire, this passion, this purpose, or else spiritually perish into a shriveled up shell of a person, denying of life itself. No, that shall not be. Passion must and shall prevail. This oracle comes to you with guidance. You're being initiated more deeply into your life purpose. Your passion will reveal itself to you with more depth, nuance, and beauty than ever before. If parts of your life are dissembling or do not seem to be working out as you had planned, these are symptoms of this passionate revelation. Let it be. Surrender, let it go. I know it's hard. Be curious and open to what presents itself in the wake of the falling away. Be ready for the journey within now. You are strong enough to leave behind the need for external validation while you learn to validate yourself. In time, soon enough in fact, you shall reveal your innermost beauty and be witnessed and received, acknowledged for your innate value, purpose, and divinity. But for now, sweet beloved, dive deep. Be defiant and determined to honor your heart so your deep passion may be witnessed by you. And eventually make its way into sacred expression in the world. If you have recently discovered a new talent or purpose or have been dreaming some big dreams, this oracle comes to you with guidance and confirmation. You are excited. Follow that excitement. Let it lead you into your own heart, truth, and onto an ever-passionate path of purposeful living. So sit with one hand on your belly and one hand at your heart. Say the following aloud. Rumi, who loves me unconditionally, brother of my soul, guardian of my heart, help me witness, receive, and express the divine depths of my passionate purpose. With merciful grace, help me know my life purpose and fulfill my unique divine destiny this lifetime. May I be gifted with the ability to consciously recognize the guiding hand of love on my journey, that I may serve that same hand through passionate and purposeful existence, surrendered into the greater passionate purpose of the universal heart, so be it. So, the way that I see these two together, right? We have divine masculine, divine feminine, the active and the receptive. So this is the reminder that we must transform. We must embrace that new life, that new beginning. We must let it all fall away so that we can truly find our divine purpose and live in alignment with our true and loving selves. So, dear ones, remember that this is confirmation. Go into what your heart feels. Live by your heart. Dream. Don't think. Sit with yourself and uncover the layers of the rose. Namaste. I love you.